Lisa's old, Stephanie's cold, and David strolled. Coming up on the Fraudcast.
In the States or abroad, no one's safe from the talkers of fraud. In the States or abroad, no one's safe from the talkers of fraud.
The following goes beyond the show and beyond the gram to bring you all the fraud that's fit to be uncovered. This is the Fraudcast, and now, here are your fraudcasters, Hanakawa and Katrina.
Hi, you guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Fraudcast.
Welcome back to my channel.
Welcome back. We also have today with us Agent C. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. Did you miss me?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they all missed you.
They did. I get comments about you all the time. They're like, "Oh, we love his humor."
Oh, don't do that. Don't give me hope.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're a welcome reprieve from just us and whatnot. How are you guys hanging out? How are you guys doing in quarantine?
People are gonna hate me for saying I'm doing great.
I similarly am doing just fine.
I am so fucking happy just being at home. Like, I hope that my job goes, wow, you have been such an amazing worker working at home. We're going to let you do it more often. That's what I'm going for. That's the badge I want.
It's the badge you want? Okay.
I don't want to fucking drive 60 miles to work.
God, that's so far.
I know. It's like an hour and a half commute, but I love my job and I love my fucking house. So unfortunately, I contribute to the I-10 traffic every morning, and it sucks, but it's what it is.
Yeah, no. No.
When I was in consulting, I was able to work at home a lot, and then when I took a permanent seat, then because
when you're a consultant, you can dictate your terms a lot more.
Do whatever the fuck you want, yeah. And now I'm on a payroll, so I have to play by the rules.
Yeah.
Got to put that leash on that the man gave you.
That's right.
Ooh. Don't excite me now, Dr. C. Dr. C. Agency.
Woo! Not
It's
where I
too
saw
hot.
this conversation going. I mean, I should have. I know you well enough. I should have seen it going.
You should have known.
Yeah. I should know better, but I don't.
So how are you holding up?
Agency, what about you? You like this? What's going on with you?
All is well in my end of the world. I've been working from home since the beginning of 2019, so I noticed nothing different.
There you go.
What have you been up to since the last time that people heard from you on the Fraudcast?
This is a family-friendly show, right? Yeah. Not that it would change the answer. Do some work, watch some TV, and drink a lot.
Excellent. I feel like that is the answer that a lot of people in this world are giving. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can go weeks at a time without human contact, Agency, is what you're saying.
Yes. I've already survived 36 years that way, so why change? Don't change horses in midstream.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Lord. But we do have our favorite TV shows to keep us company. We got Before the 90 Days, and we have the new quarantine special that aired last night. The first episode aired last night. So we're going to talk about both of those today. Start with Before the 90 Days.
Yes.
Okay. And let's start with David and Lana.
We're going to start with Dave and question mark. We have not seen Lana yet.
No, we have not.
I'm really surprised that no one has reversed image searched her.
I did. I found her. We found her on multiple sites, but I don't want to pay to talk to her.
Yeah.
Like to get more, you have to pay. So
well, that's a good.
I don't know what I'd say to her.
So David actually isn't paying every time he talks to her, because we discovered that he's actually, despite what the show says that, he only can get her on the website, which means emails are only on the website, which means he's paying for them. there was a screenshot that showed an actual email off of the website, not on the
Right.
website. So tell us about that.
So I think was it last episode where I brought this up that I know that people are like, what? There is a certain frame in the show where he is, when he gets that message from Lana, that's all weird in one sentence, that the window of that is like an I say iMac because that's what I have. It's a Mac email, whatever.
Interface.
So that's what the interface looks like. It has the little circle, which is what made me go, huh. And so obviously he's talking through emails. My honest first thought was that it was like a producer emailing with the words to make it look like, the email came. So, I mean, that's a possibility too, that she actually didn't message him and that it's, a producer that message, or he has contact with her outside of the app. So either way, so if it's not producer fraud, then it is story misleadingment.
So I like your theory that it's a producer sending the message on this Mac OS interchange interface, whatever, that is sending the message, want to meet up for visa and start relationship or whatever. Whatever the words were. So I like that because that goes with the theory that TLC is just making all this shit up.
Right. Because if it was a true email, like I said, it means that he has contact with her outside of a site that he has to pay to talk to her. And it would support that her English is not that great outside of the app because of the third-party translator. But at the same time, like I feel like so much of the story is fabricated. And maybe it's fabricated around true events that, I don't know. That was just an observation.
Yeah. Yeah, so we know that. We also know that the other part of the story that's not real is this take me to the candy shop.
Take me to the candy shop. Okay, you're gonna be singing songs today. I'm lonely.
I'm watching too much
My
TikTok.
You are. Oh my god. If Dave could get on TikTok, I would.
Oh my
scream.
God, no.
I would scream. He should. If he's listening, Dave, make a TikTok.
Yeah, no. All right. So tell us about the candy shop.
So the candy shop. Okay. So I posted visuals because this is going to be confusing. It's like Yolanda's story. You need visual aids. But the candy shop and the flower shop are right across from each other. But both of them are an hour and a half drive away from the restaurant. If we remember in the show, Dave says that the candy shop is around the corner from Lana's apartment. So that leaves the question of if one side is true, if the candy shop is actually around the corner from her apartment, why does he then ask to meet her an hour away at a restaurant, right? It doesn't make sense. The area where the candy shop is, I forgot where it's called, but it's just outside of Pavlograd. Mm-hmm. To add to that, the restaurant, people are going to call me crazy, was 13 minutes away from the apartment complex that he's knocking on the door at. Oh, I know. So that means that the address he has, the address he has is nowhere near the candy shop. So they film him.
Candy shop.
The candy shop. So they film him going to the candy shop, and then I don't know. He goes to the hotel or whatever, because the candy shop is like near a hotel. I think that I would say a group of people would probably want to stay at for the night, right? I don't know. I think for convenience they stop there. And then the next day they have him go to the flower shop, and then he drives to the restaurant. Doesn't meet her because she stands him up again. And then drives 13 minutes to the apartment, which if you notice, it's daytime. What is it, 4 o'clock when he leaves the apartment or leaves the restaurant? Something like that. And then it's like almost night when he gets to the apartment. What did you do in the meantime? Because like sunset's about like what, 7 or 8, I think.
So this just all screams bullshit. Everything about everything is bullshit, right?
Everything about it is just it's
all.
so
It's not just
up,
like, oh well, it's not just this or this. This part is fake. This part is fake. No, it's all fake. They just made everything up because, like, I can bet you what, I didn't look, but was there any actual candy shops around her apartment? And if there's not any candy shops, that whole, there's a candy shop that she frequents all next to her apartment, that is fake, which is stupid anyway, right? Just an excuse.
Well,
I feel like the producer made that up as, here's a candy shop, let's go inside and film, right?
I want to point out a couple things. First of all, have you seen her pictures? That girl doesn't eat candy.
Or it's all she eats. She's young. She probably still has her like high school, college metabolism. Now, she's 27 now, so maybe she's lost it. But still, like, I think the pictures they showed, because I looked at all her pictures and, like, when they were posted, the pictures they show on the show is, like, when she's super duper young. Like, when she was still 19. I don't know why they're showing those and
like
not
7 years later.
Yeah, like, they're showing, like, you know, who knows if she was even 18 in some of those pics. She looked like a freaking high schooler. But... Right?
Yikes.
But that's not good at all. Like, how old is she in this bikini pic, guys?
Oh my God, no.
Right? She looks so young. Like, I'll post like a couple pics to show like the age difference that you see in some of the pictures. But like, anyways.
So we think then, based on, your other point, sorry.
My other point is I just want to give a shout out to the restaurant proprietor, who is the most savage human being I've ever seen in my life.
This happens all the time.
This happens all the time. That was the greatest. That almost made David's horrible storyline worth watching.
Okay,
but here's the thing.
I absolutely loved her, but someone did reach out to me who lives in Ukraine and said that foreigners rarely stop in that area.
Well, his friend said it was I think it's in the eastern part of Ukraine, which is the part that abuts Russia and is under some disagreement on which country controls the territory.
Yeah, it's a little minor disagreement.
Little details. But, you know, I suspect doubt that many men are in that restaurant waiting for foreign women. So
yeah, I call bullshit and shenanigans on that whole him sitting in the restaurant, because here's the other thing. Here's another point is that, and this is something many people pointed out, is that other people who are sitting in the restaurant were also sitting there for the same amount of time David was.
Yes, I posted the like dude sitting in the corner was there for 2-something hours and he had no food, he had no drink. He just sat on his phone.
So I call bullshit on this whole storyline. Like, they just did it in film. Just like the candy shop, I think, is bullshit. I think this was bullshit. There was no actual plan to meet Lana. The email was from a producer, not from Lana. They're just filming to film, and none of that is real. All of that is just complete TLC bullshit. That's my call. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I like it.
So their bit ended with him about that door started opening, and of course they ended the episode.
Who's behind the door?
Who's behind the door, you guys?
If you pause it, it looks like a dude's arm, like a really big dude's arm. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh no, it's Boris. He's behind the door. He's not gonna like it.
Yeah. The speculation on who's behind the door number 8 is going to be, it's been fun on the social medias. And
oh my God,
especially if everything else is bullshit, like I suspect it is, then this person is going to be like, what, her grandpa? Like, what are they going to make? What role are they going to assign to this person that opens this door?
It's going to be her. It's going to be her mom or her grandmother, but he knows that she's in there.
She has to be.
She's just so shy. She can't come out.
Right.
Yeah.
And, because how many dangers could you encounter if you go to Ukraine and knock on some random person's door with a camera crew
Not safe at all.
I don't know what's gonna like be on the other side of the door. So like I feel like there's a whole lot that they would have to like plan. You know, if they had like somebody just say, "Hey, someone's gonna come knock at your door," just pretend like you've never, you know, heard or seen of this woman. He's gonna show you a picture on his cell phone. Here's $100 for you to.
Right. It's like
I don't know.
The proprietor of the restaurant. It's like her husband.
Yes.
It's like her house.
But here's the thing: like if this was actually legit, the odds of him getting arrested by provincial cops who are probably not the most ethical human beings in the world is extremely high.
Dude,
and he's gonna end up in a Ukrainian jail where, and you know, that
making candy for Lana's candy shop.
Right. And that part of the Ukraine, I'm not especially convinced that he's gonna get quick access to a consular official who's gonna help put him in touch with an attorney or something like that. He could be there a long time if if this wasn't completely pre-baked.
So funny.
Just the odds of it going anywhere but horrible for him are non-existent. So the fact that we see him leave indicates to me that there's probably some shenanigans.
Right. Right. He leaves, but they leave it open, like as if perhaps she opened the door and told him like, "I hate you," and he walked away saying, "I'm fucking done." Who knows? But
no.
You know.
This whole thing is bullshit. The whole thing.
God. There was something else I was going to think about, but I forgot. Oh, someone had commented that because he got her address off like the cruise thing, that was like, you know how people have burner phones? That was like, that's the address that you give people when like you want them to stop at the place that's like just in sight so you can like check them out before you go down there. That's the address she gave him, I'm sure of it. And she's probably watching like, oh, look at him.
Aww.
I hope that, I think we have a few more episodes left.
Couple more.
Couple more. I am really hoping that we get more than what we got with Caesar.
Something satisfying, some satisfying end to this.
Yes. I'm like, just let us meet her. And I don't want to meet her in like some weird tell-all type setting. So
on a Skype screen. Well, everyone's going to be on Skype screens for the tell-all. So
that's fine, but that's not where I want to first see her. That's all I'm saying.
Got it. Makes sense. I want to see her too. I want to see her on the show. I feel like with Yolanda and Williams, we're not going to get any kind of satisfaction on it. Like, we're just going to be left, like, holding our dicks, right?
Can we talk about them? Can we just move into them?
Yeah, because, like, we didn't get them on this episode, but we see a preview where her daughter's talking about, well, can you reverse image search him? And we know from...
We got them on this episode.
Yeah, they were on this episode.
Oh, they were?
She was having dinner or whatever and telling her daughter that she sent nudes and her address to some stranger. Yeah.
And you could see her daughter's soul die a little bit inside. I mean, that was fantastic.
Right.
She was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, she was trying to be respectful, but in her head,
what kind of pictures?
Like,
normal pictures?
She's like, I've seen your Instagram, Mom. I know them not normal fucking pictures.
Yeah, so we know. So the preview shows the daughter Kara asking her, "Well, have you reversed image search this?" And she's like, "What's that?" And we know from having reverse image search these pictures, the very first thing we did, that's how we found out this was, just a stock photo of a model.
Well, that's why I call bullshit, because someone her daughter's age and with any kind of technology savvy would have done this first two. It would not have taken her 10 episodes worth
to get there.
Yes, I would have, come on. We know that that's the first thing they did.
So I feel like this is all bullshit and we're not going to get any kind of satisfactory ending to this. It's not going to be, I'm going to be left completely unsatiated. Just, because they're not going to fly to the UK. They're not going to fly to Nigeria. Like, there's not going to be any contact. It's just the whole story is Yolanda and then her daughter talking about this.
To put it another way that I can relate to, you're going to get blue-balled.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, poor Agent J.
I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise us. I don't know.
Well, that was not a reference to her. You got to cut
No,
that
but
out.
I'm just saying, like, if you're not quarantined with her, then, sorry.
Did you
is
see the comments that Yolanda made on someone had commented on her post that if Dave and Caesar both can't find their like catfishes, then maybe she should reach out and talk to both of them.
Oh, God.
Did you guys see that? And she replied, never, ever, even if they were the last two men in the world. I was like, damn.
Wow. Savage.
Damn, Yolanda. She got savage. Like,
Well, then.
okay, well, fine.
All right.
Look, all that they have to do is steal a necklace and give it to her, and then she'll change her mind about them.
Like her ex, maybe not husband.
It takes a stolen piece of jewelry or 1,500 emojis in one.
Yeah,
The girl loves emojis.
to impress her.
Right. But yeah, that's all we get with her story.
Well, at this point, we don't know what's going to impress Usman's mommy either. We don't know.
It's definitely not a goat.
And definitely it's not Lisa, Dr. Lisa.
Dr. Lisa.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe that. I just want to say I love Usman's mom. She is savage. She is savage, and
says what we're all thinking.
She has the killer gaze.
Dude.
Fantastic.
Dude, like...
Okay, can we first talk about calling her mommy? Everybody, Usman calling her mommy, and then Lisa calling her mommy. Can we talk about that first?
Proceed.
I think a lot of people were creeped out by it, but
It's
I'm
weird.
wondering if she just doesn't want... I don't know. I think it's strange because, like, I would never call, like, my boyfriend's mom mommy. Mm-hmm. But
I
maybe
wouldn't either,
maybe that's respect in their culture.
Right.
Like, it's weird for us.
But he could have told her that that's what she needs to be called.
Right, because alternatively, I wouldn't want her to call his dad daddy either. So, I mean...
I actually now want to see that happen. That would be so horrible. It would be worth
Lisa
it. Worth
calling
every
his
penny.
dad daddy.
Yes.
Hi, daddy.
Now I need daddy's approval. But like, whoa!
No. I personally think that Lisa is just mirroring what Usman does, because Usman doesn't seem to be especially communicative about how the culture works.
They never are. They never are. They're
Yeah.
like, why are you shocked?
Yeah.
I thought I told you had to bathe with my family. I thought I told you had to, use a bucket. And she's just, what?
That you had to take a shower with Templeton.
Templeton.
That's the wrong family, you guys.
I
That's
know.
That's Ed and
but, like,
Rosemary.
it's such a trend that they're all like blown away.
We haven't named the rat yet, and his name's Templeton.
Well, now his name's Templeton, but that's Ed and Rosemary's story. We're talking Lisa and Usman. We're in Nigeria, not the Philippines. Come on, keep up.
Guy, keep up.
Keep up.
Yeah, they didn't name the goat. I guess they named the goat Dinner, but
No, she named the goat.
She did. I forget what it is.
I forgot too.
Barry or something?
She should have named him Cuisine.
he's on.
Cuisine.
So, okay,
sorry.
so we have Lisa and Usman talking to Usman's brother to try to use him to help get mommy's approval. So they have to convince the brother first, and that whole scene is like, at least Lisa knows to like shut up a little bit because she's not running her mouth during all this, which is good.
Dude, she is the most respectful. Like,
I've
she
ever
doesn't
seen
say
her, yeah.
shit. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Wow. Like, she just sits there.
So they try to convince the brother that they're in love, and Lisa talks about he's her universe and her everything and her destiny and all this other bullshit Hallmark card stuff. And then they suggest she still says no or whatever. So they go to mosque, where Lisa tries to copy mommy. Usman is like, just do whatever mommy does, and that's it. And she tried. She fails miserably, but she tries. So, A for effort, I guess. And then here's where everybody got like their panties in a wad. Right after they leave mosque, she tells Usman to ask mommy right there. Ask again for the blessing. And everybody, I think universally across the world, everyone went, no,
Like, now
not
is not
now.
the time. She is like in her religious chill right now. And she, it's probably weird enough having her there with him. Like she like reached for like the rosary beads and they're like, no, these are mine.
The prayer beads, not rosary beads.
Rosary, sorry. Where I grew up, they're rosary.
They're definitely not rosary beads.
I know.
No,
Do not offend. Do not offend. Yeah, but like, everyone
like,
ragged
I
on her
did
though
it.
for not knowing what they were. I'm like, a lot of like mainstream Christian
Yeah, they won't know.
don't use that. They wouldn't
No.
know what they were. Like,
No, they're prayer beads, but yeah.
right.
Yeah, so then this is when she says no. She still says no. Lisa, this is not your mate. Lisa's too old for you. And that's it. And that's how we leave them.
But I also noticed that Usman didn't translate his mom's savage, she's too old. He like mealy-mouthed wishy-washed it away. But
Yes, he did.
Because he wants to have a good fucking night.
he doesn't want to die. He wants his
Right.
kidneys to stay intact. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
she
and
only has
here's
so
the
many
other thing.
cigarettes, so you have to make sure you don't piss her off.
Right before they go into mosque, Usman talks to the camera and is like, well, I really want to go to the United States and I will do anything I can to get to America. So this is what we got to do.
He is the most transparent of any of the foreign cast, right?
Yeah, he's
like,
honest
at
about
least
it.
He says, yo, I'm doing what I need to do to get to America.
Like
so.
we all knew that clearly. You're
Yeah.
doing Lisa for God's sake. So
He's like, my mom needs to understand if you gotta do what you gotta do to get that record deal.
oh, gotta do what you gotta do. So then we see, who else do we see? We see Darce and Stace talking, and Darcy cries. Now, can we say that this was the worst acting I've seen from Darce and Stace in history, or no?
I don't know. I'm so used to it by now.
It was pretty bad. So, like, I want to warp everyone back into the time of Laguna Beach and The Hills. Do you guys remember those shows?
I remember those shows, yes.
That is what we just saw with Darcy and Stacy. Like, a reenactment of, like, they have the sunglasses and all they do is go, so what'd you think about that? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I heard. I'm like, what the hell is happening, right? Like, what show am I watching? Like, it is. I don't understand why she has so much airtime. Like, I really like her character, but I think like it needs to go somewhere. This like,
Just throwing
circle.
in random footage.
Yeah, this circle of like her finding someone and them doing her wrong, and then her feeling like she's bettering herself by finding another foreign hottie, and then that person it's like a cycle, and like I don't know how much of it I can take.
Well, then we see the preview is Tom saying he did love her and he needs to tell her that.
Oh
And
my God.
going back to see her
This
or
has
something.
to be staged. It
Like,
has. I can't.
really?
Tom, go back home.
Go
There
back
are
to
other
the UK.
girls that know how to salsa that will salsa with you in New York City. I promise you.
Promise you. Yes. I don't know what this is about with TLC, but it's like they're just finding a way to put this footage in. It doesn't fit into the before the 90 days concept. None of this fits into any of it. They're just shoving it in wherever they can get it.
Just there. Because
Just-
if it was on the flip side, if a girl shows up on your doorstep after you blocked her, usually it's to say, I'm pregnant. I don't know what Tom has to say.
Uh-oh.
The same thing.
The same thing.
That is a
Darcy.
spin-off we do not need.
The spinoff nobody asked for. Nobody needs.
Pretty much. No.
Unexpected starring Tom.
Well, there is that Instagram where his sister does his makeup for him. So maybe there's something Tom's not telling us. I mean, we haven't seen a dick pic from him, so maybe there's something we don't know.
Oh, no, we don't know. We don't need to add to the catalog of dick pics. No. It's like the burn book. Just close it.
Just close it. Close it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, for this thing with Darcy, it's the nicest we've ever seen Stacy be. Usually, Stacy is like only half concealing the knife she's shoving into Darcy's back, but this time I felt like she was almost being genuine.
Yeah,
it was a good look for her.
But she has the upper hand. She's engaged.
Well, to a guy that's cheating on her regularly.
She is engaged. It doesn't matter.
She's going to have a husband. It doesn't matter that he's terrible.
She is going to get her fucking wedding. She's like, get your shit together. You can go fuck Ashanti when we're done. But you are marrying me.
For those who aren't aware, there's consistently and continuously pictures and videos coming out of Florian with this girl, Shanti Zora, who's a Belgian model. And they keep coming out. They keep getting posted. There's no secret to them, no hiding them. Clearly, Stacy knows about them. And yeah, so
she kind of looks like a brunette Darcy. Mm-hmm. And I know I hope I don't catch hate for that. But it looks like she's trying to emulate Darcy and Stacy. Like, I don't even know.
Darcy and Stacy are trying to emulate her?
I don't know which came first, the chicken or the egg here. In my mind, I know Darcy first, so when I see her, I think she's trying to be Darcy. And I'm like, no, I can't. Like the videos and all the formats of like the weird tilting and lip pressing. I don't know. Like,
well, Shanti's pretty thirsty. She, I believe, releases a lot of the videos herself. She posts them herself.
Yeah. So she wants people to know.
Yeah. She's trying to make it clear out there. And I don't know. If she wants him, why she wants him, but she continues to see him and she continues to post about it.
It is like the Trisha Paytas. I'm going to get more followers if I affiliate myself with this. So here we go.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go. They're probably all besties, and Stacey's probably in on it.
Speaking of Trisha Paytas, she has an OnlyFans page, right? Her OnlyFans.
Unfortunately.
Her OnlyFans page is what, $3?
$3.
And so, you guys, you know how Hanakawa does like the clicking so you don't have to? She clicks on all the clickbait articles. Well,
oh no, I don't know if I'm proud of this fraud.
She's taken this to a whole new level. She has joined the OnlyFans of several of our famed, infamous, notorious cast members, non-cast members, related people, so that we don't have to. She can go in and see these OnlyFans to know what's posted in them. Trisha is one. That's $3 that she paid for the month to go in and see Trisha Paytas. You know who else she went into? Lacey's of Love After Lockup. Lacey
but they're
and
not
Shay
exciting.
And John.
That's the hard part. Is like
Lacey's was $10, I think, for the month. So if you want to contribute to this cause, if there are more OnlyFans that you want her to do this for, if you look in the show notes, there's a donate button. It's just like a one-time donation that you can make through Red Circle, who's our podcast host. It's a one-time donation. You can donate 50 cents. You can donate $1. You can donate $10. It doesn't matter. If you want to contribute to the cause and maybe even name some other OnlyFans that you want her to go in and make her look at, then, let us know. Send us a message, send in a donation towards the cause, and we'll make it happen. Anyway,
that's too
sidebar.
Funny. Most people are going to be like, I'll just donate and get the $3. No, don't buy the $3 Trisha Paytas.
It's not worth
for
$3.
For me, I've never joined an OnlyFans. I didn't know what the hell it was. My eyes are open. And I'm like very scared to submit for any others.
So let's make her do this, you guys. I forced her into this with the promise that I would contribute.
I don't want any 90-day OnlyFans though. Like that actually terrifies me.
Porn Granny has one. And Lita has one now.
No. Let's
Yeah,
not
she
talk about
does.
Lita's
Yeah, she
OnlyFans.
does. She has one. I think Lita's is next. I don't know how much it is, but you guys, if you want Hanakawa to join Lita's OnlyFans, hit that donate button, donate $1, and just like I said, it's a one-time thing. Donate, and we'll get Hanakawa into Lita's OnlyFans.
There's a disclaimer. I am not reposting any content because that is against the user
law.
whatever
the
and
terms
the law.
yeah.
Right. So I'm not going on there to post pics of like whatever's happening. I am just morbidly curious, and it's the quarantine. So
She'll describe them in great detail for us.
Who else is on there? Larissa?
no.
Larissa's on
Larissa-
OnlyFans. Larissa's on OnlyFans.
Allegedly she is. I'm not sure if it's real or fake.
That's my only concern is like people making one. But you would have to have a lot of content for that.
Do you know?
You couldn't just have like a few pics that she sent you while you were dating. Like that's not sustainable.
Well,
Just saying.
okay.
Saying.
All
So
right.
here's
Anyways.
my question. Who is the first male cast member who's going to start an OnlyFans?
Well, we know
Ooh,
Shane
it's either
does.
going to be Ed or Ash.
No.
Please be Ed first. That'd be fantastic.
Speaking of,
I could see it. Maybe not Ash.
God.
Ash is probably like
No.
His OnlyFans would be like relationship coach advice.
Oh,
shirtless.
God.
That's as scandalous as I can see Ash ever going.
speaking
But
of
Ed
Ash,
for sure.
Speaking of Ash and his relationship coaching business,
Should we jump into them?
let's jump into them.
All right.
So they go boating. They're on a
He
boat.
takes her to the freaking reef.
The Great Barrier
Like, what
Reef.
a dream date
Right, that's
to
amazing.
go there.
Amazing.
So beautiful.
Ash and Avery go to the Great Barrier Reef, but Avery can't appreciate it for what it is because she is too busy grilling Ash on every aspect of their relationship and his relationship coaching business.
The date. She ruins the date.
She does, and she's
I feel like you need to address your concerns in a better setting than when a guy is trying to show you a good time.
on the Great Barrier Reef, like enjoy
On the fucking
it.
reef. Like he can't even look and say this is beautiful anymore because of that.
Yeah, so she's grilling him on this relationship coaching business that she's known about the entire time that she's known him.
Right.
And she's got to do this right now, here, right now. Like this drives me crazy. If this is not editing, if this is really real, like Avery, get your shit together.
Well, here's the comparison. If you looked at someone's phone, if you look at mine, you're going to see that I have 1,789 emails, and I probably have 60 unread text messages.
Oh,
That is my job there, right? Like, so I do a lot of stuff offline. I do photography. I do gaming shit. Like, just because someone has messages doesn't mean they're cheating. But she's all wrapped up in this whole, well, he's a relationship coach.
so he
and
must be sleeping with all his clients.
Right. His star clientele is women, which means women are being able to access him at all times. And I'm like, that's his job. Like, you knew this when you started dating him. You knew about this when you got on a plane to go to Australia. So, like, I don't understand why all of a sudden it is a big issue. Like, I felt bad because, like, one, I feel like Ash was, like, sideswiped with her, like, question. And then she's like, I don't think that you should be able to talk to your clients when they need you. And then he says, but I'm single. And the whole world stopped.
Right.
And like,
Not a single person is Team Ash here. Everybody, everything that I saw was Ash is a gigolo. Ash is a, this, that. He's, all of this
well,
stuff.
because if you're in an argument and you slip up and say, I'm single,
Yeah.
there's a question to what you mean by that.
Yeah.
Like, he addressed it he did a Q&A and asked people what they thought. And when someone had answered editing, he kind of hinted that might have been the thing. So perhaps.
So maybe it was spliced from a conversation where they cut off the part where he said, earlier when I was single, when I'm thinking,
right. Or he misspoke and apologized because Avery hasn't been there. So his day-to-day life doesn't revolve around the schedule of being a couple. It revolves around what he does, right? She's on the opposite side of the world. So in the daytime when he's doing things, she's mainly sleeping and then doing her stuff. So he is kind of living like a bachelor.
Right. And that sentence, those words could easily have been part of a bigger sentence, and they just took them out of context, which TLC has been known to do a time or two.
Right. Or he was thinking back to like the multiple times that she broke up with him, and he has to carry on his business. He can't like change his hours because Avery wants him back now, and then, you know, I'm open for more business because she broke up with me
Again. And she's broken up with him like 5 times. Not the 3.
Times.
Not the 3 that she talks about on the show. There's additional times. One of which
God.
was right before the show aired. Like, they were broken up when the show called her and said, hey, we want you. So she called Ash and said, hey, the show wants us. Let's get back together. And they did.
My God, no.
For what it's worth, they did legitimately get back together. They're not like just pretending on camera, but if you look at it in the context of this was, they had, you know, broken up and gotten back together 18 times before the show aired, it's easy to see how there could be a conversation about where he would say the words, I am single.
Right. And then
was
he
cut
also
out of
says, I'm
context.
trying to figure out what we are, because literally, what are you?
Right.
But hearing that also is like, really? Like, is she just on the show to promote business?
Yes.
You know, I mean, they all, okay, step back. They all are. They are all on this show to promote something. Like, we've seen it with Stephanie. Erica, regardless of what she says, is getting a bump for photography and cameos. Ed is rolling in the excitement of being famous. Everyone has something to gain from this. So I can't blame her for it, but it, you know, it just comes oddly at the point of the relationship where it's like, hey, let's get back together. And by the way, the show wants us. Like, oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
But if he really loves her, then, I mean,
Yeah.
probably was a chance to try again. So I don't know where we leave off with them. Do we leave them on the boat?
I think they were still on the boat.
I think they're still on the boat.
I was on a boat.
Floating on the boat.
Yeah. And while we're in Australia, Stephanie and Erica.
Oh,
Poor Stephanie and Erica.
it's such a glittery shit show.
It really is.
I imagine a really big piece of shit with like glitter and like those little googly eyeballs on it. And
Talk about
that is
farting
their
rainbows.
story.
I mean, Jesus. Hanakawa, you've been Team Stephanie all along, all this time. So I'm just wondering if your view has changed.
The reason I say Team Stephanie is because as an introverted person who is extremely dirty-minded and highly sexual privately, I would not openly in the real world be doing some of the stuff that I am okay doing with a close set of friends. I don't know if it's the same for Stephanie. I don't know if
I don't think
alone
that's
in
the
a
same
room-
situation we have here. I think Stephanie portrayed herself to Erica specifically as a certain type of person. And then the person who showed up in Australia is not the person that she had been to Erica for the last 9 months.
Right, but did she portray that she was okay with meeting people that Erica possibly hooked up with? Like, I don't think in any situation I want to meet my current boyfriend or whatever friend that they slept with or kissed, whatever the hell you consider intimate.
But yeah, here's
if
the
it
thing.
goes past friendship, it's inappropriate.
They kissed a couple of times. That's it. And Stephanie's
I don't
like,
wanna
well,
meet
they
him.
were intimate.
I don't wanna meet
No,
him.
they didn't sleep together. She's intentionally clouding the fact. She's intentionally making it, making the situation sound worse.
It depends on what you consider intimate. If intimate means full-on sex, then yes, that's misleading. But for me, kissing can be intimate.
I understand that it can be intimate, but the way Stephanie's using the word, I think, is intentionally to create this view that Erica is sleeping with all of her friends, when the reality is Erica has had a couple of times where she's gotten drunk and kissed her best friend or close friend, but that it hasn't led to anything. It's not a big deal. It's not anything of import because she's been dating Stephanie, so she's not allowed to have a past. Like,
You're allowed to have a past.
You're going to hold these
but
things against her that she did before she met you?
I think it's the concern of are you going to keep doing it while we're dating?
No,
Like,
that's
if you see
something
it's totally-
completely different, though. Like, it's not like Erica kissed him. There's no indication that Erica kissed this guy while she was dating Stephanie. It's something that happened in her past before she met Stephanie. So why are you going to hold that against her? There's no indication that she's going to do this while
I
they're
personally
together.
wouldn't hold it against her, but I have been in the position where I have to consider some of my boyfriend's friends as, well, why are you still friends with them? Like, what you know, it's hard. It's from someone who's been done really wrong and has trust issues. That kind of stuff messes with you. It just does. Like, the other person can be open, free-spirited. It doesn't matter. Kissing isn't what I consider, you know, anything more than that. But for someone else, that might be something serious. I think that there should have been respect on both sides. Stephanie should have respected that, you know, Erica is serious about dating her and probably isn't going to kiss her friends while they're dating. Mm-hmm. But Erica also needs to understand from someone who has serious jealousy issues that introducing her to someone that you've made out with may not have been the greatest thing to do.
I mean, okay, so that's fair, but I would, in Erica's defense here, I would argue that the person that Stephanie portrayed herself to be to Erica probably wouldn't have had a problem with it. So the person that she thought was coming to this party, when she planned this party initially with Adam there, probably Erica didn't think would have a problem with it. But the person who arrived in Australia does have a problem with it. So she maybe should, at that point, should have uninvited Adam, I guess. I don't know. But
or took the time to get to know the person who came to Australia. Like, if there was a totally different person,
she's trying to get to know her.
They need to go do things like not meeting friends, though. Like, just go and talk and not fight over dinner. Like, the problem is that their communicating isn't working right now. Like, they're not communicating effectively.
No, they're not. And they're certainly not compatible.
That's what I feel. And unfortunately, that happens, right? You just, like, you think you know a person, you meet them, and you're like, actually, no.
Right.
You know, it doesn't mean that she may not like women. It just means that they're not good for each other. And that's probably what we're seeing on the show.
I agree. I think that Stephanie was wrong for grilling Adam at the party.
That was not the right time. It was not the right time. And, like, the way she did it was like, like, you know, like a true detective would kind of, like, pull him aside and say, you know, I have concerns about blah, 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 blah. In the middle of the party,
the closeness
she's like,
of your relationship
so
with
Adam,
right.
y'all fucking or not? It's like, oh my God. I would have died. Like, Erica's, like, literally just dying in her seat. Like, oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? But there's friendship chemistry and there's the chemistry we want to be together. I think they have, like, the cool, funny friendship chemistry where it's like, we can have fun. We both seen each other naked. We're like brothers, but not in that, like,
they've seen each other
brothers,
naked,
but we're like siblings. Like, you know how it goes. You have that one, like, friend that you don't care if he saw your tits or not.
It's been a long time.
What?
We all have that one friend, right?
Agency is like, I know.
Wait a minute. How does this work? How do you find these people?
It's Adult
Are you
Friend
taking
Finder.
applications?
You haven't heard of that app? Oh my God. I mean,
My whole world is falling apart right now.
Oh,
Your whole life has been a lie.
Why
has
don't I
been.
know about these things?
High school could have sucked way less.
That's so funny. No, I honestly think that, especially in a small town, like, you're going to end up... The fact that she could either date or hang out or, quote-unquote, be intimate with friends and still be friends, that, like, that is something hard to do. Like, all those friends were there for Erica and supporting her, and they had her back. And that whole party scene, everything about the visit so far has just been a fucking mess.
Yes.
And you're almost like, Steph, just go home. Like, call it a quits and just go home. Because that's probably what I would do. Like, we're not good for each other. And leave it at that.
Oh, what a mess. But Stephanie does her crying without tears thing again, which I just can't even with that. Like, ugh.
Not to be outdone by Darcy. Does Darcy actually get tears out?
I think she actually has tears out, yeah.
Do her tear ducts they're still there?
Maybe she had them, like, enhanced. I don't know.
Well, I know once you do, like, too much, like, they don't work as they should sometimes, yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay. So that's the show. Quarantine edition.
Really? We're already done with everybody?
Everybody, yeah. We've got to move on to quarantine edition. We got a lot more to cover still. We're already like an hour into recording.
Oh, yeah, we're giving them a big, thick one today. Come on, let's go.
Big old thick one, you guys.
Anyways, let's talk about quarantine.
Quarantine edition.
The new limited series that
Limited
TLC
series.
put out Monday nights at 9.
I was a fan. Now, I know there are mixed reviews on this show, but I'm a fan. I'm a true diehard through and through fan of the show and the people on it and seeing what the people are doing. So seeing this is enjoyable entertainment for me. I know that's not the case for everybody.
I liked it.
Okay.
I thought okay, so we'll take it little by little so I don't go too crazy. Some of the segments had me going, what the fuck? And
Like
then
Colt
the
and
other
Debbie.
ones, like Colt and Debbie and what the fuck, Courtney. We'll get there.
Oh my God. Okay. We don't have time to talk about every single couple in detail.
Yes, we do. But
God.
we'll make it quick. But like then there were a couple that were really interesting, like Tom and Annie. They're always gonna sell
Tom and Annie?
you know.
David and Annie.
What did I say?
Tom and Annie.
Ha, David and
David
Annie.
and Annie.
I saw Tom on my head because he's in front of me right now.
Tom's in front of you right now?
He's on my screen.
Oh, he's on your screen. Oh, because he's your screensaver. Right. I forgot. I
I
forgot.
let him know that.
Okay, so David and Annie. Yes, David and Annie's
David
scene
and
was
Annie.
enjoyable. Because
Yes.
they're just enjoyable people to watch. So, they're enjoyable. I liked the Courtney scene because I'm a fan of Courtney. I liked her eyes, her stink eye. I liked her. I kind of hate him right now. I know a lot of people were very like, she's gaslighting him, she's using him, da 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 da, and that may be true, but I saw it as a situation of Courtney is kind of sort of seeing this guy. She ends up quarantined with him for a few weeks and like isn't feeling the relationship as much as he is, and he's kind of a creeper, and the whole thing, I don't know, but I know you guys have thoughts.
It just came off as weird, like, and don't get me wrong, they start off with him like bringing her breakfast, and so we're like, okay, this is a loving like relationship, and then they act like roommates that boned once and got locked in the house together.
That's kind of what it is, yeah.
That's really what happens, and then like she's torturing him by promoting her menstrual cups.
His menstrual cups.
Stop!
They're his menstrual cups.
No, I
Yes.
totally didn't catch that. It's not her business.
No, it's his.
A guy, that's why they're so fucking big. What is wrong with them?
Yeah, it's his company.
I'm
He's
looking
like-
at them, I'm like, how?
Yeah.
Do you roll that up?
I found his LinkedIn page, so I have it. Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God.
like the VP executive marketing director of this company. I don't know how many people this company has. There may be like 2. I don't know. It's one, him. It's a company of one. I have no idea. But it's his company. She's quote unquote the brand ambassador. Now, did she start being the brand ambassador before or after she started fucking him? I don't know. But
Well, he couldn't find any. He's like, well, I'm quarantined with the 90-Day Fiance past cast members, so hey,
Who makes
you
her
wanna
living-
promote my menstrual cups?
yeah, speaking of Courtney, though, we're supposed to be interviewing her on the Fraudcast soon. We're trying to schedule that. So maybe
I'm excited because I have questions. I have questions.
I have
about
questions
this.
for her.
Oh, it was so weird. Like, they're both talking. Did you notice that in their segment, they're both talking to, like, the phone?
Directly to
but
the
not
camera?
talking
Yeah.
to each other?
Yes.
What? Did you notice
That's what was so creepy about him. The way his eyes were, like, looking at the camera. He's like, I fucking the camera. And, like, I was so,
It's like,
so creepy.
Courtney was in the back, like, staring, like, don't you fucking say shit. Don't you say shit.
But then, like, Courtney was like, he was like in earshot, and she was whispering, "Yeah, I kind of hate him."
And she's walking.
It's like-
yes.
It's like, you know this is going to air soon, right? Like, you might be in the house still when this airs. Like, she's going to be in the basement soon.
Who else did we have on this? We had Colt and Debbie, which is so creepy. Colt's eyebrow was doing some creepy things that I don't ever want to remember, and he likes it raw. So
I know. It was like, let's not.
with his
go
mother
down
dancing in the background, I was like, oh God, no.
that. Debbie's a hoot, though. Like, she's just like, no fucks given. Give me
Yeah.
that check. I'll dance.
Yeah, the whole thing was just weird and creepy. And who else did we have? We had David and Annie. We had Courtney. Who else did we have?
The dude from Moldova.
Oh, Elizabeth and
Andre.
Andre. They're not getting
Yeah.
along.
You know, she says we don't have alone time together. You could have made his ass go to the store alone.
I
Why
know.
the fuck did you have to go?
They went. They
I
stayed in the
didn't
car
understand.
anyway. They stayed in
There
the
was
car.
no point.
Yeah.
Let the man go get fucking eggs by himself.
Right. They stayed in the car anyway, so it wasn't like which is smart because you get the
Right.
baby and everything. You don't need to
But he
expose
could still
everybody.
get in the car.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah. I don't know how big their house is, and we don't have a, toddler like they do, but we managed, Choco Cat, we managed to, oh God, head of life mate, note to you, cut that. We managed to get plenty of alone time and space away from each other. Now, we have a 3-story townhouse, and the Xbox room, which is where he plays his games and sleeps after his shift, because he works 4 a.m. to noon shift, so he takes a nap after that. That's in the basement. And then
You don't need a big house to have alone time.
No, we managed to find space. And then I can either be upstairs while he's working in the bedroom, or I can be in the living room when he's napping or whatever. And he goes to bed early, so we have plenty of time. We make sure we have the time away so that we're not killing each other.
So yeah, I like do something like, say, I'm gonna go read in the room. Like after the kids are in bed, you have a couple hours maybe to not interact with your spouse if you're having issues right now. Like,
Yeah.
if you need them to go, tell them to go play Xbox, and you go
exactly.
read some erotic novel in the bedroom. Like,
Right.
have fun.
Yeah.
Do you? Literally.
Yeah, why not? I just new toys for that. Come on.
Oh my god.
So overall, I like Quarantine Edition. I'm excited to see more.
I cannot wait for the Paul and Carini segment because it's got to be on there. If they don't
think
have
so?
Paul, they got to have Paul. Paul, he is so prepared for this. He's got.
I
things to
know,
teach
right?
us.
He's been preparing his whole life for this.
If they don't show a segment with Paul, I'm going to be really upset.
All right. The other thing we wanted to talk about today before we move along is our Lord and Savior, President Trump, has tweeted out that they are going to he's going to write an executive order banning all immigration. And several people have expressed concerns about how this is going to affect 90 Day Fiance. What does it mean, and how is it going to affect 90 Day Fiance?
Before we get there, isn't it amazing that when something comes out like that, our first thought is, but what about my favorite stars on 90 Day Fiancé?
Shows your head in the right place.
I'm just going to
Exactly.
put that out there.
Exactly.
That's our first concern is the show.
Oh my God, what about 90 Day Fiance? And Agent C, you have some thoughts on that, some expertise?
I do. Well, I think the first thing to keep in mind is that all we have officially is a two-sentence tweet from the president saying that he's going to temporarily ban immigration. There's some speculation that's been reported in news outlets, but at this point, it's really just speculation. I saw an article in the New York Times saying that it was going to be on green card issuances and work visas. But we really have to wait for the text of the executive order, which should be coming out this week. So next week we'll be able, hopefully if it comes out this week, we can give you an update next week on what it actually says. But likely it's going to be, and you also have to keep in mind that we already have kind of a de facto ban in place right now.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, visa issuances are suspended worldwide. No one's getting a visa right now, so no one's coming over that doesn't already have a visa. So it's kind of de facto being banned right now. I presume that what he's saying, though, is going to involve maybe suspension of certain types of adjustment of status applications, a suspension of certain types of petitions that can be filed and can be approved, and maybe extending out some of the, or making more formal some of the visa issuance prohibitions. But at this point, it's all just speculation. I could be wrong about all those things. We'll see what the text of the order says, and we'll give you an update. In terms of what it means for the show, what it means is that anyone who doesn't have a K-1 in hand probably can't come over. So TLC is going to have to figure out some other way to entertain us with couples, because if this stays in place for 6 months or so, it'll probably throw off the production schedule. My assumption is that the show films like in spring, summer. They have the tell-all sometime in fall, and then they air it in the fall, winter period for the regular season. I don't know if that's the correct schedule. If that's the schedule they actually do, that's what it's always, because it's always been green outside when we've seen prior seasons. So,
yeah, I guess.
Provided that's their production schedule, like a spring, summer time
And then
frame.
before the 90 days, films fall, winter.
Yeah. So if we consider that they're staging out these productions and it's a spring, summer time frame, we know that they're not going to be able to do a show this year because the coronavirus related quarantines all hit around the time they would have begun filming. Maybe they've gotten Ash and Avery and Michael and Natalie some stuff done, because we know Natalie got over before the travel bans took place. But
yeah, and they're already married.
I don't think they can't do a full show with them. So they're going to have to come up with something different. But I just don't see a situation where we're going to have a season 8 this year. We may have to wait until next year, maybe late into next year, before we get a proper season 8. But again, that's speculation until we see the text of the order.
Okay.
Until and so I'll keep my eye on it, and let's check in when the text is out. Fair
enough. Social media roundup. Stephanie and Ash have both left Instagram for a while due to the show.
Right.
They posted on Instagram. I think Stephanie posted before the episode aired and Ash posted after the episode aired, but they're both saying basically Instagram's toxic. You guys are assholes. I'm leaving. I'm going to take you my ball and going home. For an indeterminate amount of time.
I think Ash took it more of like a, what do you call it? A social media detox. Because it's true. Some of us get a little too into it.
The fandom can be crazy, yeah.
Yeah, the fandom can be crazy, especially if you can't talk about it, if you can't defend yourself, if you can't make sense of anything, you're kind of stuck just listening to what people think.
Right. And knowing the full story isn't out there, but that you can't say anything about because you're not allowed to talk about what
One thing about the show, though, one thing that always baffles me is they get on the show and then they start watching. If you've been a fan of the show, the shit and shenanigans that happens.
Right.
But maybe it's the thought that it was true until you film and you realize it's not that makes you go, wait, what?
Or you think it'll be worth it, or they won't portray me that way because I'm not that way, because they don't understand the true levels of narcissism and assholeness that some of these cast members actually are. They don't realize that about themselves, so they're thinking, oh, it'll be fine, it'll be worth it for the money, for the exposure, for the whatever.
Right.
Yeah. It won't be that bad because I'm not an asshole. Well, actually, you kind of are. So we'll see what happens with them. Lauren and Alexi had their baby boy. Name was just announced today. It's Shai. It's pronounced Shy. Joseph Bravernick.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, and he's very cute. I guess he was in the NICU for a little bit, and he came out, and he's fine in their home. And so that's a little bit of good news in this, all of this, shit. Ed claims he is the most authentic reality star ever, and he fights with the cast members over this moniker, and then just fights with the casts, with the cast. He announced that he's only going to go live with folks over 18 due to backlash he received for going on live with kids, and that lasted maybe 24 hours, and now he's back on doing lives with kids under 18, which...
He put the disclaimer out there for the kids to follow, and if we know kids, they're not going to fucking read your shit.
No.
They're not going to take time to read a very long post about this and that and parental advice. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Hit live button.
Yeah, Ed's going live with kids, and it's weird.
He got surprised with some kids last night, I think it was, but he also seemed like really annoyed. He's like, I told you guys. That's the hard part about doing so random things where you can't ask, like, how old are you? Maybe before you hit the request button. I don't know.
I have never once, I go live every Friday night, you guys, and a bunch of other times I do it too. I've never once accidentally gone live with somebody under 18. It just hasn't happened. It's not something that happens. You can control that stuff. Jeffrey gets temporarily banned from doing lives for being naked and drunk in the shower on his lives. He celebrates getting out of Instagram jail by going live drunk.
Did he get banned again for that?
I don't know, but he went live again. Like, that's how he celebrated his return, was by being completely drunk. I tried to watch it, and it was so bad. Like, it was bad. It was bad, you guys. I don't remember if he was drunk in the shower or just drunk in his house. Like, I don't know. But, yeah. Instead of, like, bored in the house, then I'm in the house bored. He's drunk in his house, and he's in his house drunk.
Naked and showering. All right. Well, next.
Next, Colt's a douche. News at 11. Jess Caroline, which is his ex-girlfriend. He's the girl Colt dated after he and Larissa broke up. He and Colt, they have since broken up, but they filmed together. That's what we're going to see on Happily Ever After. She posted some stuff that Colt was allegedly posting racy pictures of her that she had sent to a former boyfriend who then sent him to Colt, and Colt posted him to get back at her. Something like that. It's a little confusing. I'm not entirely sure. I can't follow it all because Larissa's the one who then reposted this stuff, so it was unclear who was, like, actually had the pictures, who had the pictures and who posted them originally and what happened, but there's pictures of Jess Caroline posted that allegedly Colt had something to do with posting, and I guess it shows what kind of a person Colt is. Larissa has joined her, and she and Jess Caroline went live together, so they're like, enemy is my friend, I guess. I'm not sure. TLDR, Colt's still a douche.
Very interesting. And I think she said she was trying to take a legal route too.
Possibly because of revenge porn laws, something like that. The pictures I saw were censored, so I don't know what the originals look like or not. But it was confusing. It's hard to follow, much like everything Colt Larissa related. It was really hard to follow. And who knows what they're doing for attention and what they're doing, what's real, or, are they just ramping up the publicity ahead of Happily Ever After because they're all going to be on Happily Ever After together. Speaking of cast confirmation, Hanakawa?
Yes. There is more cast confirmation. I think we already knew about Colt and Larissa, but it's going to be Colt and Larissa and their new love interests.
Mm-hmm. Which is Larissa and Eric.
Angela.
Yeah.
Right. We have Angela and Michael.
Michael!
Tanya and Sinjin. Libby and Andre. Kalani and Asuelu.
Woo.
Yep, that's the list so
And
far.
we feel
so.
like there's going to be one more, but we don't know.
Yeah, I think that would round it out. But we have June 1st for The Other Way.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine that this won't be out until about 13 weeks after that. So there's kind of assurance that we're not going to run out of stuff to watch.
No, I think there was some debate whether Paul and Creaney were going to be on Happily Ever After, like they were originally supposed to be, and then they were moved to this like digital only thing. That may be still in flux, depending on if they can get somebody quote unquote better for Happily Ever After versus. Oh yeah, I mean Devin and Ji-hoon, we know they're on Happily Ever After, so
They're on Happily Ever After and The Other Way?
Yeah, I posted about this.
That's just so strange.
Because-
that's a lot of one. That's like she's gonna get to the point where we're tired of seeing Devin and Ji-hoon because
Well, apparently
she's
Howard
gonna turn into the next Darcy.
Yeah, Howard, who is the president of TLC, he loves Ji-hoon. So
That's great, but like cool.
We're gonna get tired of Devin.
Everyone doesn't have that same like obsession.
Yeah.
And we need spacing between any of the cast. Like I don't want to see the same cast member on every single franchise.
yeah, and I like Ji-hoon, but Devin can get tiring. So
I honestly like need to actually watch The Other Way, the first one.
you haven't seen that yet?
Because I watched it, but I really lost interest. Like it seemed, I don't know. Maybe I just skipped over some portions of it, like Jenny, and it just didn't catch me. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, you have to go watch it before the next one comes out.
I'll go watch it. I'll actually watch all the episodes because I've seen probably about 50% of it. It was just off and on.
Oh yeah, definitely go back and watch that.
It was crossed over with the before the 90 days. Remember, like they
Yes.
kind of overlapped.
Yeah,
And Monday, I did stuff on Monday that I didn't watch the show. So.
got it.
And I was already burnt out watching
Yeah, it's a lot of 90 day.
before the 90 days.
There's a lot of 90 days.
Because of certain reasons, but I'm done. I don't want to watch no more. So.
What else we're watching on TV? We are watching Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. You told me to watch it. I started watching it, and now I'm all in. What is this? It is like Love Island without the sex. If any of you guys know Love Island, basically they take all these really hot people whose claim to fame basically is like all they do. I'm hot and I hook up. That's it, and they don't do anything beyond hooking up. And by hook up, we mean fuck. So what this is they put them all on this island, and then they tell them that they can't kiss, they can't have sex, they can't do anything like that. And there's prize money at the end of it, and you lose money for every incident that breaks the rules. So it's terrible and awesome at the same time. We are watching that. We are going to be covering it over on our Patreon, but we're also probably going to be covering some of it as we're recording this week with the 90 Day Gaze. You guys have been asking for it. It's happening. We are recording. We have a set time and date where we're recording this week with the 90 Day Gaze with Matt and Jake. And we're going to do sort of this split screen crossover episode where half of our recording we're going to post it on here on our regular feed, not our Patreon. And they're going to post the other half on their regular feed. So you'll have to listen to both to get the whole recording session. And I think we're going to talk about Too Hot to Handle and 90 Day as well. And it'll be a separate episode than our regular episode. We'll put it out separately. And part of the reason for that is, you guys, if any of you are familiar with the 90 Day Gaze, what can you tell me about their show?
It is for adults.
Yes, no little ears.
It's like there's a stamp. It is for adults.
It's not just explicit like our regular episodes are, where we see fucking shit sometimes. There's lots of talk of other things. It's definitely adult. We're going to put it out separately. You guys have been asking for it. We've been trying to make it happen. We're finally making it happen. I'm very excited about that. Same shameless self-promotion agency.
You guys can find me on my website at askthevisaofficer.com. I also hang out on Reddit, where I post occasional threads related to visa issues that impact the show. Though I haven't posted anything recently because nothing's come up. But I'm guessing that once this new travel or immigration ban shows up, I might start popping up again on Reddit. Otherwise, just come find me on my website, or talk to these two on Instagram, and they can put you in touch.
Hanakawa.
Right. And if you want to get in touch with me on Instagram, it's at 90 Day Fiance today.
That's
And
it.
that is all.
And you're doing a giveaway that ends today for.
I am. So I reached 20K this week.
Woo!
I was quite surprised, since I feel like my climb to thirst was satiated at 10, but here we are at 20. So to celebrate and thank all the followers, I'm doing a giveaway. It closes tonight.
Yep. Tonight.
We're posting tonight. It closes tonight.
Tuesday night.
It's really easy. It's really easy. All you have to do is tag a couple friends, like the post, and then post in the comments what 90-day cast member you would love a cameo from. Ooh. And the winner actually gets a cameo from one of the 90-Day Fiance stars. So, little fun, quick giveaway. I like saying thank you, so this is my way.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I am Frauded by TLC. You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Twitter, and you can find us in our Facebook groups, either the Fraudcasters, which is the main Facebook group for the podcast. We also have our Patreon, which is patreon.com/thefraudcast. Links are in our bio. They're also in the show notes, where we'll be talking about Too Hot to Handle. We're going to be closing out Married at First Sight this week, and we're going to be having MAFS Fan, Married at First Sight Fan. She's an account MAFS fan. Does for Married at First Sight what we do for 90 Day Fiance. She's going to be on our Patreon this week as we wrap up Married at First Sight. We'll also be starting Too Hot to Handle over on our Patreon. If you are a member of our Patreon, you also have access to the Patreon-only Facebook group, as well as the Discord server where Agency and Hetero Life Mate hang out as well.
And I don't hang out on any of the other socials, so if you're so thirsty for contact, that's where you got to go.
Yep.
If you want some hot agency action, get yourself over to the Discord.
Which you can access by paying $3 a month for our content on...
It's like an agency OnlyFans, but the access is you get podcasts
agency
too.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
And there's no nudes.
It's text only. That's right.
It's text only.
Text only. Speaking of OnlyFans, if you guys want Hanakawa to join Lita's OnlyFans, hit that donate button. Give us a buck or two towards the contributions towards getting her into Lita's OnlyFans. And that's all we got for you today. Thank you so much for listening. We hope that you guys are staying safe, staying home, washing your hands, watching some TV. And we love and appreciate you. We are the Fraudcast, and we're dumpster diving, so you don't have to.
This Fraudcast has been produced and edited by yours truly. Art by Sarah Dawdy. Music written, produced, and performed by Ooh Mommy. Segment producer at iHeart Reality TV Shows. Further assistance provided by many unnamed fraud consultants.
Now, we may have to do some editing here because I could be wrong. But tell Hetero Life Mate sorry, not sorry about this.